This is one of the most critical elections in a long time. Not only for the city of Tampa, but specifically for the West Tampa community. Let me share with you some facts about West Tampa. West Tampa includes census tract 43 through 45, 48 through 50. In those census tracts, anywhere between 23 and 45% of the residents live at or below the poverty level. The power has always been in the hands of the people. In West Tampa, we're past looking at the writing on the wall. As a matter of fact, the wall is cracking for African Americans. The power to change is part of the power to vote. If you're not voting for yourself, then vote for your children, your family, your friends, or your community. The question we pose in this particular video to the candidate is going to be asked of all the candidates that are running for office in the city of Tampa. In order to address the issue of gentrification, as you know, I emphasize, it must be done intentionally and by design. So I'll be posing the same question to all the candidates that are running for our office as to what would they do if they was in office in the first 90 days of their being elected.
And showing we have some good calls, some good questions for Senator Janet Cruz, who won for the city of Tampa, City Council, District 3. Go ahead, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Mike Randolph from West Tampa CDC.
Hey, Michael.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
I have a question related to West Tampa. Within the next 3 to 5 years, the African American population, based on the development that's going on, could be actually gentrified out of West Tampa. It's a serious problem. People are going to bed at night wondering, are they going to be able to stay in the community? My question to you is, within the first 90 days, what do you propose to do to assure African Americans in West Tampa that they will be allowed to stay just like everybody else? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, that's a good question. And being a West Tampa girl, I see it. You know, I see Midtown came to town instead of calling it West Tampa, they called it Midtown. We never called it Midtown before. I guess West Tampa wasn't good enough. But anyway, I see it and I look around. I look at the house that my grandmother had, and I'm looking and I'm thinking, these young kids getting out of college, even with degrees, or people opening their own businesses, they're not going to be able to live in West Tampa. I mean, they're building little houses that are $500,000 and $600,000. Never thought I'd see in the heart of West Tampa of that issue. But in the first 90 days, that was the question, and that is, I got to reach out to Washington, D.C. and my friends that serve in housing. We have over there a former House member that serves there. And we got to go find the money, guys. I talked about it. There are programs available. We have to take a look at every piece of property the city owns and the county and figure out how we can do some infill housing. We have to look at allowing people to do a duplex on a lot where we can do 2 houses. And that happened a lot in the past. If you drive through Hyde Park or some parts of Tampa or in East Tampa and West Tampa. And if we don't do that, if we don't help people create what we call additional housing, whether it's a mother-in-law house on the back, accessory dwellings, here's what happens. If we don't make it easy for them, then they're going to do it on their own. And they're going to take their garage and they're going to do a garage apartment.
Yep.
And they're not going to do it up to code. And they're going to maybe try to do wiring themselves. They're going to do stuff that's dangerous. Maybe something will happen. Maybe it won't. But it is our responsibility as a city not to make it $10,000 in permits to get that done. We need some templates that say, if you want to convert a garage, here's what you need to do, and that will not cost you $10,000. Then you have to be able to go to city council and get stuff approved without sitting there for 7 or 8 hours with an attorney that's charging you. We got to stop the political theater that's going on. There are administration that can approve this stuff. Everything shouldn't go before city council so you can make an issue out of it, guys. You know, it's just not going to work that way.
My suggestion is impact fees to help leave mother-in-law suites.
But I understand, and thank you for answering that question from Michael, who's very involved over in the West Tampa area.
Again, I can't emphasize the power of change comes through the vote. What will West Tampa look like in the next 3 to 5 years? This question should be posed to all of the candidates. But we have a responsibility as African Americans to get out there and vote. Change comes by the power of the vote. I'm not saying that you're going to get what you want in office, what they promise, but that's where you make it hell on that stay in office. So if you vote for someone, they don't do it every time you get down to city council, then you say what you say. Make that person's regret the fact that they lost the promise to the community. I'm saying all that to say that you cannot not vote, no matter who you vote for. This election is very important because it's all about the numbers. When folks look at what we're going to do for the African American community, they look at the number of people that came out to vote. So we have to stop it and change it. No longer can we sit back and think that crime is going away, poverty is going away, all these ills in the community is going away, no matter what community you live in, without you being a participant in voting. And by the way, I voted already. I did mail-in. So please, it's your turn. Vote, vote, vote for whomever you're going to vote for. But ask the question, what does my community look like in 3 to 5 years? And what steps are being taken to make sure we're still here? That's the question you should pose to the politicians.